Oh, then.
Hello everyone, we are group number 3. So we are going to discuss today something very important, practical aspect of our topic MBA 509 Managing Business Operation. I am a presenter today, Dasun Javadana. So these are our group members. So as a group we have done a comprehensive study about recycling process, something really interesting. So as you can see in the picture, so this is actually not an actual picture of the study that we have taken out. Simple reason we had to sign a non-disclosure agreement with the company. Why? Because this is a very secret facility where mobile phones, recording devices and other electronic devices are not allowed inside the production as well as the administrative areas. So although it is not allowed, we had the opportunity to discuss with the work study engineer, owner of the company, and production engineer, where we were able to get a lot of information about their process, layout, etc. etc. So we have done a comprehensive study. Moving on, this is our content. So we'll be having an introduction about the company, plant, processes, layout, etc. Then the manufacturing process will be discussed. After studying the process that they are carrying out as MBA student by looking at our theories, so we are suggesting them this is the ideal manufacturing process and how it should be. And then the final process improvement, other insights by our MBA team members. Finally, a conclusion for the presentation. So moving on to the content, introduction. So the company's name is called Eldon Manufacturing Recycling Company KC Close. So they are a Kuwaiti shareholding company with foreign shareholding. They are operating in the business of recycling of used tires as well as used other source of rubber into various industrial usage of outputs. So they are subsidized by the government by way of giving free land from government to conduct this recycling process, and this is a loss-making business for them. Why? Because their parent entity is engaged in the business of importation and sale of various brands of tires in Kuwait market. So they are the giant in the market where they sell multiple brands of tires for vehicle users. As you know, the vehicles population is much higher in Kuwait compared to Asian countries. So large number of quantity of tires day to day replace in Kuwait economy. So this gives waste to the country, and this gives a lot of environmental issues. To avoid that fact of environmental issues, being the tire importer, the company has taken an initiative towards the environment by recycling these used tires. So this is the business process. This is the process that we have studied as a group. So currently this is, as I mentioned, is a loss-making business operation simply because they are not able to find out correct buyers for their output, as well as this is a business of energy intensive. So this energy intensive business is consumed lot of cost for the business, where the break-even unit of production is not able to achieve, and they are not able to market their products. So this is our introduction. Moving on, the company has located this recycling facility in a place called Amgara. This Amgara is an industrial location of Kuwait, where a lot of maintenance of vehicle of heavy as well as light taken place, where a lot of brands like Toyota, Mitsubishi maintenance centers are located, as well as this Eldon company's parent company for replacing tires. They are having more than 10 replacing centers in Amgara location. By considering the center of gravity and transportation convenience, the company has located this facility in Amgara. Of course, as I mentioned, they have got this land from free of charge from government simply because it's an environmental friendly operation. So moving on, so this is the building layout. As you can see, horizontally as well as vertical, they have a road. So both the side of road, they have the facility located. So first right hand side, it shows the production, as well as the left hand side shows the warehousing for the final product. So this entire area of the land is utilized for this facility only. So as you can see, electricity room, security cabin, these are small space consuming areas, but they have consumed a lot of spaces for storage. You can see production area, there is a storage, and the other side of the road, warehouse. For the after the main warehouse, there are staff room, as well as again raw material stores and some line production store. There are a lot of area consumed for the storage in this land. So this is the layout of the building. Moving on to the manufacturing. So let me give you an insight, or let me give sort of a brief on how this recycling is taking place in this company. So they have a highly standardized production. So they have imported so what you call customized machine from Sweden, where world's most famous tire recycling is taken place. So this Eldan company is using highly standardized production of recycling, and it is a labor less intensive operation. They have only 5 or 6 laborers in an 8-hour shift, and the input is used as tires as well as used rubber. So this company, Eldan company, they are sourcing their input from their head office, what you call the parent company, as well for the replacement of tires, as well as they buy used tires from Kuwait other industry players. This is having sort of a stages of production. Their output is generated in multiple stages. So production is taking place in a conveyor belt, and as I mentioned, labor is required only for the assisting of the production. So this is the brief understanding of the Eldan company's Kuwait recycling process. So moving on to the manufacturing design. So this is the manufacturing design. So they are having 5 major process of recycling. First, you will have input. So I should mention the fact that they have a 20 million metric ton capacity. But as per the discussion we had with the work study engineer as well as the plant engineer, so our team members understood the fact that they are very underutilized. Why? Because they are using only 6 to 7 metric tons per day, where the full capacity is 20 metric ton. 20 metric ton versus 6 is something really small number. So they are really underutilized. So if I talk about an input of 2 metric ton, that is the minimum requirement to operate this production. If I take 2 metric ton as input, the first machine is used is called as super chopper. What this super chopper does, it break the tire or the solid rubber into various pieces, and then it gives to a machine called rasper. So what this rasper machine does, it removes the fabric of the tire as well as it removes the steel of the tire. You know the steel construction of a tire. So this steel construction removed at this stage. So if you put 2 metric ton as my minimum input, 18% will be taken out as steel output. So this steel output is considered as scrap sale. So this is a byproduct of recycling process. So this recycling byproduct is sold to various Kuwait buyers as scrap sale for some nominal values. So as you can see, the next stage is fine granulator. So this fine granulator, they further break the rubber as well as the tire cube into small sizes like 5 millimeters, 6 millimeters, something like that. Then the second fine granulator, it further break these tire cubes into 3.25 millimeter, 3 millimeter product. So this fine granulator, what the process involved in fine granulator is to break the what you call the solid rubber into small pieces. So after the output from fine granulator, the final process starts. what does this final process does is, there is something called aspirator. This aspirator machine, it further break this rubber into very small pieces. The further content of fabric, further content of fiber is removed from the tire, and it gives something called curb powder. So this curb powder is the final output of my tire that I input into the super chopper. So this curb powder is used for many industrial usage. I will discuss this matter in the next slide. But if I take approximately, I will get 1.2 metric ton out of 2 metric ton as my output after removing all the waste. So if you see, 18% of is taken out for steel, and other balance is simply taken out as waste, as you can see in these lines. So fiber as well as fabric is taken out in each stages of production as waste, and this waste is simply disposed to the local market, and company does not get any benefit out of this waste. So we'll discuss this factor in labor in our inside. So this is the manufacturing, how it works in recycling the manufacturing process. So moving on, our team members, we have studied with our online resources what should be an ideal tire recycling process work. So we have taken out certain studies done by various universities. So this should be the ideal layout and the manufacturing process compared to what the Eldon company is currently following. So it should be a fully integrated. That is the first concept. At present, as you can see in the current process, the 3 labors involved at the chopper stage and various places it breaks and labor is used. But ideally, it should be a fully integrated facility. It should be run in the conveyor belt, and automatically from one process to another process, input is given, where the final curb powder is generated from the 9th as circled here. So, and the other thing, this facility should be working in less energy consumption, what you call alternative energies. Why? Because it consumes a lot of electricity. So all the facilities that we have seen as what you call benchmarking facilities in the world, so they are using solar as their energy, and it does not operate 24 hours a day. So what happens is, once the energy is generated, they keep on accumulating the input. The issue in Kuwait also, they are trying to operate 24 hours where they don't have enough input. So what they can do is, they can cut down maybe the production process to 4 hours, where they can fully optimize within these 4 hours with the energy that they can accumulate from the solar. So this is how it works in other parts of the world. So currently they are not practicing this. And the other thing, the layout, as we saw, they are what you call excessive using this what you call land area for storage facilities. If we can have only 2 storage, that is for my raw material, and the other one for the storing of my final product. So rather than having 5 warehouses, if I can have only 2 warehouses, I can have optimum utilization of my layout. So that's the other thing that we have seen, and this is the ideal process it should be. And the good thing that the owner of this company, we were able to talk to them, and they said, if you have any insight, we are welcome, and we can go and discuss with them. And the initial discussions we had with them, with our basic concept that we learned, so they were happy. So we don't know how it works. Maybe this will be taken as our final project, we don't know, but we are going to propose this to the owners. Okay, so these are the output generated at various stages, as you saw in the production. Rubber granulator. Rubber granulator is used in industrial mats. As you can see in Malaysia, a lot of hockey, what you call turf, they are using this artificial, what you call recycled tires for artificial turf. Golf environment as well as hockey, maybe football. In Kuwait, we can use this for football grounds. But the problem is, no one knows the usage of this output. That is the problem. The awareness of the output is not known to many people. Only few people know about it. So that is the problem. So what we suggest to them is, have some awareness campaign, educate people, educate industrial people, educate innovators in Kuwait. See, look here, I have this output. You can make use of this for turf manufacturing. You can make use of this for various other uses. And rubber powder. Rubber powder, actually, it can be used as an alternative to butane. So, in the GCC, we have a lot of what we call energy. So, it's very common to find out butane. So, you will not be using in GCC. That's fine, but you can at least sell this to an Asian market where you can get a good amount of money. But at present, they are simply selling this to nearby what we call dealers. At a cheaper price. So that is the main problem they are facing, why they are not break even and why they are heavy loss making. So the other thing, the steel, as you saw in the first page itself, the steel is taken out as the steel construction of the tire. So this steel again sold it to another distributor as scrap sale. So why you sell it at scrap sale? If you have a facility for, I'm sure in GCC, within GCC in Saudi, there is one tire manufacturing company. If you can sell this to a tire manufacturing company as a steel structure, you can earn a good amount of money. At present, it's sold as scrap, as steel. And the other thing is the fabric. As you saw in this facility, in various stages, fiber as well as fabric is generated. This fabric is currently just disposed as waste. So it should be avoided. And in other parts of worlds like Sweden, this is used as alternative to cement. So alternative to cement, if you can use it in Sweden and other European countries, why you not use it in maybe Asia if you don't want to use it in GCC? So that is not what you call the supply chain, as the marketing sourcing has not been done by this company. That may be another reason why they are not break even. So having studied the process, having studied the layout, our team had a good brainstorming session among ourselves. So we focused on three main things. As we discussed in the classroom, this is a process. Although it is a recycling, it's a process. So process should have process excellence. In order to have a process excellence, we should have productivity. So in order to have productivity, we should eliminate waste. So that is the first thing. As you saw in the recycling process, various places fabric and fiber is generated, which is considered as waste. So we should eliminate this waste. To avoid waste, the concepts like MUDA concept, like fully automated environment, like I mentioned previously, in fully automated environment, lean could be achieved, so the defects could be reduced, and on top of that, the owners of this company should have the productive mindset. If you want to be productive with attitude, I'm sure they can have a good recycling facility where it will come to a break-even point. Next aspect is the designing the layout. As you saw, currently labor is used unnecessarily. So when you have this breakage, what you call breaking of the process in between, it reduces the robustness as well as the reliability. So again, the maintain, I will come to that part. So robustness and the reliability is reduced because the process is broken into 2-3. So if you can have a fully integrated approach of recycling, then this could be improved. And again, since the labor is involved, maintaining the facilities has become some challenges as discussed with the production engineer. So those things we can reduce where the companies burdens towards shareholders being a heavy loss making company could be reduced. And like we suggested, if they can use solar and avoid being a 24 hours recycling facility, if you can at least be 4 hours with full capacity with solar, then it will reduce huge energy consumption and it will be very productive as well as it will be very efficient. So if you can do that, it will be more environmental friendly. As I mentioned, this company is catering to the concept of their corporate social responsibility towards environment. So if you can use of solar with 3-4 hours of production, like other benchmarking companies in Sweden, how they do, if you can do that, then the company will be more environmental friendly and the labor involvement will be reduced. And as we discussed with the work study engineer, he mentioned that a lot of employee accidents happen. Although 4 or 5 employees are there, since this is a what you call automated process and is a complex recycling thing, they are having a lot of employee accidents where you are not able to find out resources. So this could be reduced if we can have fully automated integrated environment. And finally, as we saw, a lot of places, I mean, in the land are what you call used for the storage. So if you can have layout optimization, having only two warehouses and not using both the side of road, either side of road, you can give it on rent, so that your burdens towards shareholders for loss-making business could be reduced. So these are other insights. So as a conclusion, we wanted to be brilliant in basics, what we studied at classroom. So all the insights that we discuss in this slide, we as a team concluded that it is operationally feasible. Yes, what if we can be definitely be operationally feasible? What if we can achieve this market feasibility also? If we can source more Kuwaiti buyers rather than selling it to lower prices to distributors, if I can sell it to Kuwaiti innovators, where this final product is used for many other industrial use, if you can sell this to GCC within the region, and if you can find the wastages as my fabric and the fiber as cement to some European countries, then I can earn something. So finally, what will happen if we have these what if scenarios, as my team members discuss, the expected value of these what if scenarios will be having a huge impact on my break even. So we believe that the per unit cost will be reduced and number of units will be increased, where it will be a profitable business. So this is our final conclusion, being brilliant on basics. I'm sure you enjoyed the presentation as something new. This is not a simple facility like a restaurant or something. This is a recycling facility. So I'm sure you obtain a good insight of that. And thank you very much for patience listening and watching our presentation. Have a good day.